Hey guys, here we are, and I am not ready for this stream. God. Life has not been so great today. I've been attempting everything I could attempt to get things together today, and I'm just not there. Try to give me another 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll get things ready. I prepped for the wrong stream today, so I'll be right back. Okay, forgive me for this. However, I am now becoming ready. I got our title wrong and everything else. This is supposed to be number 260 for the 1945 S roll. This was probably not a good day to try to do broadcasting. However, my schedule demanded it. Here I am, ready to stuff flips, so we could chit chat for a little while I get these things stuffed in and ready to go. Good morning to everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. This will start, the roll will actually start at about 12:20. I need about 6 or 7 more minutes to get ready, and then we'll get going on this. I apologize for the inconvenience that this is causing. It's not going to happen again because I'm going to spend all night getting things ready if I have to. I've gotten myself to a point where I'm falling behind in my work because I accepted a purchase which was too high for me, and I'm scrambling to make the money to pay it back. And in doing that, I am foregoing the fun in being able to work on things as I get things working, and am having to push myself to try to get more done than I should have to get done. So my job is becoming rather cumbersome and difficult. And you know very well that every time you try to do something and speed up how you're doing it to make up for lost time, you end up making mistakes and having problems that actually cause you to slow down more than would have been comfortable to begin with. So you actually end up spending more time getting things done. But I am here. You guys can hear me, right? Hello, Rhonda Tulliver. And here I am catching up from chasing my own tail today. It's a nice day. Nice enough that my faithful wife has demanded that I be with her when we do shopping later today, so the remainder of the rolls that I had scheduled for today are now scheduled for tomorrow, because yesterday I could not do the auction that I was planning to do because 5 o'clock rolled around and I was getting ready for the auction, and I was literally falling asleep trying to do my job, and I could not do it. I just could not function. My day was just spent at that point. I'd had 3 hours of sleep the night before and got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and started working. And well, through the day, things just got a little more than I could handle as far as being awake is concerned. So yeah, it's kind of a ball of stress right now. Just trying to get things together here. Jim, do you guys get any problems over there in Pinehurst as far as the weather the other night? I know that you guys had a pretty big storm roll over. You have any damage? I was thinking about you the whole time I was watching that storm go through that area. I was thinking, well, that's where Jim lives. I know 2 people that live over that direction. Okay, I've got the flip stuff now. I just got to put all the names in. This is one of those things I need to have help. I need to have somebody working for me. There's so many things I wish I could get done that I simply can't get done because I'm only one person. And I wish I were more than one person sometimes, because then I could get a lot more done. But what I'm going to end up having to do is slow down a little bit anyway, because I can't do this level of activity constantly without making mistakes, and I hate making mistakes. Not that I'm a perfectionist, but when I, for instance, am getting ready for totally the wrong show, it just wastes everybody else's time, and I hate doing that. And that is what happened today. I was all ready to do reveal number 264, which is the next open one, because we did 263 yesterday, but we didn't do 260, which is what was scheduled for this morning. I thought I had scheduled them 264, 265, 266, then 260. But, well, my hairy brain put them in numerical order and was supposed to do 260 this morning. And here I was with everything all done and ready for 264. But within 4 minutes, we are going to be right back on schedule. 1945 S roll. Very seldom do I get to see rolls this old that I have not opened or have not been opened and played with. So I'm pretty sure this is an original roll. It came from a good source. Lion's Mane mushroom supplements. How do you get something like that? That sounds like something you have to ask a witch for. Yeah, Rhonda, I don't have split personality. I just wish I had a split body so I could do like 6 things at once. My personality is only one. There's only one of me, thank goodness. No damage. Good. Good, good, good. I think the whole line of storms, at least by the time it got over to our area, had really poofed out. And they had basically spent most of their energy, because when the storms got here, there really just wasn't much left to see. So I even canceled my show because they were talking about it being a PDS tornadic situation, and that there were lots of tornado warnings and blah blah blah, and I canceled my shows, and here I sit now trying to prepare for a show that I canceled because I trusted the weather service, or I trusted the local yokels when they were talking about weather. And here I used to live in Oklahoma, that you didn't know anything about a tornado warning unless it was an EF5 headed straight for your house, and then they had the sirens and stuff and everything that would let you know that you've got a problem headed right for you. Around here, no sirens. A couple of people on TV probably never seen a tornado, talking about vortex signatures and stuff. They just don't seem to have it together here, kind of like me today. There we go, we're ready. All right. Roll number 260. This is a 1945 S. Nice coins. But as I see it now, there could possibly be 49 and not 50. But I do believe that it's a 50 coin roll. It's what I purchased it as. And coin number 1. Coin number 1 is going to go to Sureg. Sureg gets the top off the deck here. Hello, Arizona coins. And it appears as though we have a Balsarif mint mark here, which is common for 1945. It's the scarce one for 1946. And this Balsarif mint mark appears as though it's been kind of crushed down a little bit. There's some chance it could be an RPM, but that's like negotiable at this point because I can't really tell. So let's get this one in a holder and move on to the next coin. This has a very typical color array that a lot of the 1945 Lincolns have, because they were the shell case bronze era, which means that they had a little bit of sulfur from the shell casings from the Navy and the Army that were brought back from the war and melted to make coins. And they had sulfur in them from the explosives, the gunpowder and stuff, and that trace of sulfur left over in the metal actually helps these coins to tone down a different color. And here's a different coin number 2 now. And coin number 2 appears normal on that side. See, Joe Cathy is the owner of this one. And let me get to the other side here and check for a double die reverse possibility, perhaps, maybe. Nothing. So we move on. I don't have any more reveals planned for today, but I may do a couple of roll digs because I have some rolls I'd like to look through, and I may as well do it with other people, right? Here's Bill Crescent, coin number 3. Bill Crescent's coin number 3 appears to be maybe a small RPM. Let me check this. Let me check it. I figure out what is going on with this coin. Nothing. Thought there was a chance it could have been an RPM, but turns out it's not. High hopes, folks, just high hopes. Wishful thinking. So let's see. I wonder if, can you chop off the beginning of a video? Like, can I chop off the first 10 minutes of this video before it publishes? Does anybody know that much about YouTube video editing? Can I chop part of this off? Oh, midnight. An obverse counter blockage. Errorref.com. Have you checked there? They've got information on errors there. You can chop it off around it. Can you run through real quick how to do that, or is it kind of obvious when you see it? I mean, is it, you know, is it simple? Is it an easy thing to do? Because I have never found anything on YouTube to be easy. It's taken me years to get to the point where I'm even comfortable scheduling and starting streams, and I seem to be quite the expert at it now that I have to reschedule these so many times. That was Techstar, coin number 4. Coin number 4 did not have anything special on it. And here's coin number 5. Oh, you don't edit. So are you saying yes to the idea that you can... Here's a large mint mark. So there's 2 different mint mark styles in here. So you say that you can edit videos, but you don't know how. You can chop off the front 10 minutes. I'd like to chop off the first 10 minutes of this video so that I get it down to a point where we're actually ready to go through the roll without all that negative space up to that point. Okay, you're not good at explaining things, but you've done it. Okay. Well, that at least tells... Did you do it all completely and totally through YouTube, or did you have to have a different program? Because if you did it completely through YouTube, then I can figure it out before I post it. Oh, boy. Oh, wait a minute. What do we have here? We have a north doubled eyelid. This is a north doubled eyelid. I don't know if we have one of these listed on the website already or not, but this is definitely one of them. You see that little hump on the top of the eyelid? And then there's a little bit of a bottom eyelid underneath. I get the light on it. There you go. See a hump on the top of the eye? Okay, so you did it completely through YouTube. Okay. And thanks, Midnight. Okay. So you see that right there? That is a doubled eyelid for Mr. Marshall. So far we definitely have a doubled eyelid. And as I swim around the rest of the coin, it doesn't appear that there's anything here. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. See if I have anything on the reverse to speak of. I will go through this entire roll in a little more detail as I do the recheck on it. But so far we definitely do have 1 RPM for Mr. Marshall. I mean, one double die. It's a double die lid for Mr. Marshall. Here's Bill Cressen's. That was a large mint mark style, so it's not going to be on this one because this one is a ball serif mint mark. Ball serif mint mark is always pretty obvious because it has a nearly detached top that has a rounded serif, and then the bottom has a triangular serif. That's what a ball serif mint mark looks like. Ball serif mint marks are common in 1945, but in 1946 it's the least common of the 3 different mint mark styles used in 1946. Hello, Bill. Adam Connor comes up next, coin number 8. Another ball serif mint mark right there. No doubling on the I. Bill, I did notice this morning, are you talking about one roll? Because if you're talking about one roll, I found your one roll. It's going to go out in the mail. Well, it looks like since today's Saturday, it'll be out Monday. 1 DDO North eyelid listed. Okay, Adam. When I come back around to another one, can you keep that open and we can check for markers to see if it matches? Chuck Patillo. Chuck Patillo gets this one. See, this one looks fatter than normal, so I'm going to have to get a better look at it. This is the same as the first coin I put up that was damaged on the mint mark, and now I'm having confirmation that this one looks a little thicker than it should, so I'm going to take a better look at it later and see if I find any little minor splits on it. But that's another... and something struck through at the rim right there. That's struck through. That's not damage. Well, it's damage, but it's struck through. Damage at the mint. It's also got a little bit of, see, that's machine doubling right there. That's machine doubling because you see how on the bottom of the T, how the quote-unquote doubling actually chews away some of the side of the T, and at the corner of the letter, the doubling kind of blends in. That's very, very common for machine doubling. That's what machine doubling does. It's what machine doubling looks like. So let's see. Hey, Jess. That one's a normal one. Let's move on to the next coin. See what we can see. Large mint mark. Is it the doubled eyelid? No, it is not. It's not a doubled eyelid. Take a look around, see what we can see. Nothing there. Flip it over on the other side and see what happened, if anything. Sometimes when you get the lower relief strikes like this, where the coin was struck kind of a little bit weakly, and you see how the LU are kind of flat and how the BU are kind of flat, and there's the unum is kind of flat too, you'll get what looks almost like class 6 hub doubling up there, and you got to be very careful that that's not what you're seeing, or that is what you're seeing, one way or the other. One way you can tell is by looking at your dots, and if your dots are round, you're still okay. I mean, you're still, that's a normal coin. You can also look down here on the outside edges of the wheat lines, and if the outside edges of the wheats are doubled, then you need to look at your lettering again. These are not doubled. This is not doubled here, and the dots are normal. So that fatter appearance to the bottom of the L and the U is strictly because those letters were not struck up completely. It has nothing to do with hub doubling. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you hear it in a 10-second little spread on a video, but if you come back, look at it and listen to it again and again, you'll get it. It'll snap. Party Pickle. Okay, it is a ball serif style mint mark, which most of the coins in this roll seem to be the ball serif style. Not a doubled eyelid. No other doubling on the obverse, or as Jess would call it, doubling. nothing on this side either. Beautiful coin though, really nice. And we'll move on. Very clear reverse. Very nice obverse. It's a good gem coin. There are some gems in this roll, some pretty nice looking gems. I've been noticing as I've been pulling through. Here's Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets coin number 12 now. Large style mint mark. So it's the trumpet tail mint mark. It has the pointed upper serif and a triangle lower serif, and it's a larger letter than the ball serif style is. So this is the trumpet tail. And it is the doubled eyelid. You can see that little hump right on the top of the eyelid. Right in that hollow pointed area, the hollow area above the upper eyelid, there's an extra bump up there. That's an extra eyelid. So here's a second example of our doubled eyelid. Let's flip it over and see if it does have anything on the reverse. We didn't check the other coin, I don't think. And it does not. So that's our second doubled eyelid in this roll. And coin number 13. Are there any, Adam Chambers, are there any other markers to be looking for on these coins? Are there any markers that will tell us one way or another? What about you, Jim? Are there any markers that I should be looking for to ascertain that we have that particular die? It's not listed on copper coins. Okay. Well, that makes it a good thing that we're going to get a plate coin this time around now, doesn't it? One of these is going to end up being a plate coin. For Joe Cathy, got a normal coin here. And let's move on to coin number 14. Coin number 14 goes to Adam Connor. And this one's almost brown in color. It's toned. A very interesting tone, but it's almost, I don't know, almost browned out. It's kind of a dark pink color. The one I have listed as a ball serif. Okay, well then that's obvious not the same. But there is another one, a north eyelid, listed somewhere else that has the trumpet tail serif. Or no? Here's Bulldog. Bulldog, that's the larger trumpet tail mint mark. Let's see if it is the doubled eyelid, and it is. Has that little dot sitting on top of the eyelid. One of the doubled eyelids here. It doesn't have anything on the reverse though, but we are going to take a look and see if it has any little error things going on. Struck through or brockage or any of that other stuff, an indent. Who knows what could show up on the reverse of a coin that you don't look at. So look at them anyway. There's coin number 15. Now coin number 16. Coin number 16 goes to Doug Walters. And Doug gets a trumpet tail mint mark. And is it? No. Not the doubled eyelid. Not the doubled eyelid, but it is a trumpet tail mint mark. Let's see what's on the other side. Die scratches at the E in Liberty. Okay. I'll take a look at that next time we run into one of these. And if we don't, we'll just get one back out of the pile when we get finished. The assumption is we've been through 16 coins in the roll and we've found 3 of them so far. I think we're going to find at least one more before the roll closes. But hey, you never know. Here's Chuck Patullo with his coin. And it is the larger style mint mark, and it is the doubled eyelid. So now we're going to look at the E in Liberty. I see nothing. I see one die scratch going northwest from the top of the E, between the E and the B. I can only see it at one angle, so it's an older die scratch. I'll get it back to that angle so we can see it again. Right there. You can see an old die scratch running. There you go, northwest from the between the B and the E. Some north and south near the lower right wheat. Now see, this is a late die state here. It's really hard to tell if there's been any die scratching going on here, but I see nothing. And it does look like there's a couple on the bottom of the T of scent. There's a number of them that run in that general direction in this area, but they're all very hard to see because, well, it's a late die state coin. This will be a new listing. Okay. Alright then. So it's a new North double eyelid. That's coin number 17. Now we're moving on to coin number 18 for Sureg. Sureg's coin number 18 is a ball serif. And on the obverse is normal. And the reverse is normal as well. Hello, Bill. Now number 19. 19 for Jim Fletcher. Large S. Double eyelid. This is one of our double eyelids. A large S. It doesn't mean anything one way or the other, but here's the deal. If you have a double die on a coin of this age with a mint mark, your mint mark style is going to be the same for all instances of that double die, and the reason is because the mint mark is actually a part of the die, as is the doubling. So if you've got your doubling, then you definitely will have the same mint mark. Of course, that rule gets thrown completely out the window if you have a double die reverse, which could, in effect, this is definitely a double die lid, but it's a different one. This looks like a triple die lid, one to the north and one to the south. Definitely. What about this? This is a ball serif. Is this the one I have listed? Morning, Mr. Dowdle. This one's even got a little bit of a lamb peel going on up here. So it's also a minor error. See the date? Okay. Yeoman's, this one is the number 3. How does your name get included on the flips? Okay, Joe, the way you do this is on Tuesday evenings we have an auction at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And toward the end of the auction, I sell spots in these rolls. I sell 50 coins per roll. And then I put the names on cards and put them in the inserts like this. And at the time that we actually go through the roll, this is a roll I've never been through, your name gets pulled out with the flip and you own the coin. So Yeoman, his name got pulled here, and he owns this coin. This is his. It's going to be sent to him. After I examine it, process it, look at it, and see what else needs to happen. The whole good part about this is with these roll reveals, I can actually list new dies or rephotograph dies that need new photographs and give you plate coin designation for the coin that you receive because, well, that's what I do. Here's another one. Love it. This one's Bulldogs. This one goes to Mr. Bulldog. So that's 3 double dies in a row. I gotta check the reverse of this and make sure that we aren't skipping over any double dies on the reverse. Okay, no. Someone will get plate coin on this too? Awesome. Now if it's a different die state, the other plate could stay. This would be a plate for a particular die state. Farm Dog up next. Farm Dog has a ball serif mint mark style. What is that? I'm seeing something that looks like some scuttle crud going on to the east on the mint mark. And no, It isn't anything. Not as I thought it was. Not a double die lid either. So this ends our streak, but we could always have another streak. Or we could just streak. No. Don't streak. It's illegal and other people don't appreciate it. So I wouldn't mind. I'd probably just streak with you. But there's other people just a little more modest than that. Alright, here's the next one. Not a double die lid again, not an RPM again, but it is a ball serif mint mark. And we're going to flip over and take a look at the other side real quick. This is a slightly earlier die state than a number of the others that I've seen, but is still not a double die on the reverse side. Nah, I don't steak. I showered this morning. Jim Fletcher. Big Jim. Here you go, bro. This would be yours. Large style mint mark we have. And not a double eyelid. Not a double eyelid. Unfortunately. See the toning colors on this thing? This is a little weak on the rim over here. Does it have a clip or something? No. Just has a weak rim. See if the other side is weak over there too. Slightly. Looks like we may have a very slightly tapered planchet, which would mean this would weigh slightly less than it's supposed to. So let me check the weight. Yep, you have a slightly underweight coin, Mr. Fletcher. I'm going to write the weight of this coin on your flip insert so that you will remember it as soon as I can get my pen that won't smear. There we go. Yeah, I knew that this was going to be underweight because when I looked at it, on this side right here, you have a very weak rim. See how the rim is running into the L? And it just kind of loses its height altogether. Blends in with the field there. And you come back to about here and it starts to pick back up again, and over here you've got a normal decent rim. Now you look at the reverse, and in that same area on the reverse you see how the tops of the wheat grains are a little bit flat, and then you're losing a little bit on the rim there. The rim's extra thick right there. And you come over here and the rim stands up and gets thin again. Well, that means you have a slightly tapered planchet. Slightly tapered planchet, and in this case, well, you know that bronze Lincoln cents are supposed to weigh 3.1 grams. This one is a little more than 1/10 of a gram off. It's 2.98. 2.98 grams. So it is a slightly lighter weight than it should be. So here's coin number 25. Coin number 25 goes to Mr. Worley. And it is a large S, or the trumpet tail S. And it is the doubled eyelid. So this is the first die that we found in this roll. You know it's an original roll. All the coins are the same color. Dies continually repeat. So we have another of the first die there. And then now coin number 26 goes to Wanda. Wanda gets... Oh, nice. Look at that. South RPM. Really nice South RPM. Here, let's zoom in on Wanda's coin here. There you go. This is sweet. Really sweet. That's a valuable RPM, right? That's probably a $20, $25 coin right there. Well, I had no idea that was coming, as I shouldn't have, because I have not been through these coins, so I don't know what's in here. Let's see, no doubled eyelid, no double die obverse. A few rim cuds over there, you see that? The rim's a little bit rough. It's because of the cuds. It's got basically little die chips on the edge of the die, very edge. Very late die state reverse. Reverse is actually kind of ugly compared to the obverse. But the obverse on this coin, look at that. Gosh, look at that mint mark. Really pretty. Really nice RPM. Great show, Wanda. Nice, nice coin. I'm sure that's a listed one. I just don't know which one yet. Probably number 1. If number 1 is a big major one, it probably is that one. So, Bulldog. Bulldog gets this coin. It could be a tripled eyelid. Is it? No. Not a tripled eyelid. Nothing around to look at. Maybe the reverse. Nothing on the reverse. I'm not getting anything on the reverse on any of these coins. So nothing in this roll so far. We've been through half the roll. Nothing has had a double die reverse. So that tells me that we're probably not going to see anything on the reverses. Here's one for Stonecutter. Stonecutter right here. Okay, this one could be an RPM. Could be. I'm looking at the eastern edge of the mint mark. What it looks like is the possibility maybe of like an S to the north, spread wide to the northeast. Can somebody help me out with that and go take a look and see what they can find? What I'm talking about is something that would look like I'm going to show you my little drawing here. My little drawing like this. Okay, so if you take that S and you put another little S up above and over to the right, now you see what I'm talking about here. That there could be the edge, the left edge of another S to the upper right. You see that? The south one looks like number 4. Alright, thanks Ryan. What do you guys think of this? Maybe? Perhaps? Possibly? Who knows? I know I've seen a few of them in this roll, so I'll have to go back and take a look in my other scope and see if I find something like that listed somewhere. It would probably be a Wexler listing if anything. You don't see it at this angle, but when you turn just a little, you can see that it pops up there. That looks like another, it looks like it could be another S. Well, cool. Ryan just told me that, Adam, so I guess we have a consensus. I like it when two people come back and say it's the same RPM. Not only shows their ability, but shows that we have something nice. Alright, so next. Okay, so this is not the same thing. Wait a minute. I didn't finish looking at this coin. I need to finish looking at this coin for Stonecutter here. Because I did not look up high that I can remember. Okay, it's a normal. Now number 29 for Marshall. Coin number 29 for Marshall is this little guy right here. Nothing going on around there. Let's take a look on this side and see what we have over here. Okay, nothing on that coin. Let's move on to the next one. Coin number 30 now. Coin number 30 goes to Jim Fletcher. And Jim gets, well, it is a ball serif. So it could be the tripled eyelid, but it's not. Not the tripled eyelid. Nothing over here. And on this side. Nothing. What style did I say Stonecutter's coin was? Remember what number it was? Are we talking about coin number 28? This is Stonecutter's coin number 28. This is a ball serif. Aha, this is the one, yeah, that could be an northeast S. That's a ball serif. It just looks like there's stuff standing up on the eastern edge of the mint mark over there. Yeah, dog is snoring again. That's the dog. That's how he is. I'm going to hold this one out, actually, because I think there may be something to that one. Here's Joe McBride. Joe McBride gets coin number 31. Coin number 31 is... see, it's another one of those, I think. No, it's not. Just a ball serif. Nope, it is one of them. But I'm not sure if that's anything. See if another angle will pick it up. I'm picking up that line coming up from the upper serif. What do we have here? Nothing. So it's either an RPM or it's absolutely nothing. So this one's for Joe McBride. I'm going to put it in the same pile of Stonecutters because, well, if it's anything, these both are. Now for Marshall again. Marshall's going to pick up. Is it the tripled eyelid? Perhaps. It is. Tripled eyelid. Okay, and this one has... actually, the mint mark is a little bit further to the left than in some of the other coins, but it's still slightly right of center. So there we go. There's triple eyelid for Marshall. That's going to be our second die there. Now Stonecutter again. Stonecutter is going to pop out here with... well, it's a large mint mark. Could be the doubled eyelid. Could be, is not. Not the doubled eyelid. No doubling on the reverse. We have a normal coin, number 33. Coin number 34 now. Coin number 34 is going to go to Joe McBride. Joanne. Another ball serif mint mark. It could be the tripled eyelid, although I'm going to go out on a wing and say it's not because the mint mark is too far to the left. Oh boy. Ha! What is... that looks like a struck through dropped letter. That's an E from Liberty. That looks like a struck through dropped letter right there. Nice error coin. Really nice, actually. Who's that? Joe McBride. Is Joe here? I don't think Joe's in here right now. Oh, he is. There he is. Yeah, it looks like a struck through dropped letter right there. That's a valuable error coin right there. It's a fragment of a letter. It looks like about half of an E. Let's go on around and see if there's anything else here we need to be talking about. That's definitely a struck through dropped letter. Junk just doesn't happen to form in the same size and shape as a letter. Got nothing anywhere else, but that's definitely nice right there. Struck through dropped letter. This would be the first one I have ever found. Ever. I'll do an overlay a little bit later to see for sure that the size and shape all matches up, but it looks like the E of Liberty. backwards and in Q's. It's by itself. It isn't an obvious part of damage of any kind. It's definitely not a coin smacked into another coin, because if it were, you would see other damage around it. This is the only spot where there's anything like this. So it's definitely something that was done in the mint press. It looks like an F, but there's no F on this area of the Lincoln Cent. I mean, the word "of" on the reverse, there's some chance it could be that F. Some chance, but I think it's an E. I'll have to compare this to other parts of the design to see exactly what it is, but it does look like the E of Liberty. So that one's definitely coming out. If this is a struck through dropped letter and it can be determined by overlay, I would have PCGS grade it. It's probably a $50 to $100 coin if it is. These things don't come along often at all. What happens is the die itself, all the lettering in the die is cavities. It's like it's sunken in incuse, and this is a different die altogether. I don't remember seeing this one at all. It's a really messed up ball serif, very late die state. But the letters are caved in on the die, so they can fill up with stuff, gunk and grime and dirt, grit, bits of metal, whatnot. And the force of striking coins, it continues to get impacted heavier and heavier inside that recess in the die. And generally what it looks like when you're striking it with that in there is you're missing that letter, and the coins struck look like they look like grease-filled die strikes. So there's some chance that we could find one in here that is a predecessor, and we'll have a letter completely filled in. But then that piece eventually loosens up and drops out. See, there's grease struck through right there. That piece eventually drops out, and when that piece drops out, it gets struck into another coin sometimes. And as it gets struck into another coin, of course, it's a little piece. And so that little piece ends up impressing into the coin, so you have a backwards and upside down impression of a letter. That's what the struck through dropped letter part means. Oh, Tim. Yeah, so that'd be the first one of those I've ever found. I've been doing this 45 years. And I've actually 46 years now, and I've never seen a struck through dropped letter in my own hands. Very, very nice. Well, that makes that one a highlight reel coin for sure. That's when I actually do highlight reel, if I can figure out how, and I'll put it in there. Got nothing else on this one. So yeah, now we know this is not a searched roll. Nice RPM, couple of different double dies, a struck through dropped letter. Who wants in on the next roll? I've got a bunch of rolls from this same source. They're all BU wheat rolls. Wanda gets the next coin. Well, this could be our... Yes, it is. It's a doubled eyelid. Doubled eyelid to the north. Now Wanda has a really nice RPM and a doubled eyelid to the north out of this roll. Doing very well, Wanda. Alright, there's that. I have a lot of rolls that come from this same source. I bought like 60 BU rolls from the same source that were all from the 40s. And we'll be getting into those later on. Here's another one of those. See, I'm almost sure this is an RPM. Almost sure it is. Because you can see that stuff that's poked up on just on the opening of the upper part of the mint mark, right next to the upper serif, and then just above the upper serif, looks like the right size and shape to be part of the left side of another mint mark. And I'm almost sure that's what this is, but I'll have to have a much better look under my big scope later on. Confer with some of my other die variety people, see what they say. But that's definitely one of them. Here's Yo-Man. Yo-Man comes up again here. And we have a large mint mark without the doubled eyelid. No doubled eyelid here. Isn't it, Eric? It's a nice roll, huh? Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what's coming. Every time I do one of these shows, I have no idea what's coming. You know, and I get 45 coins deep in a roll that I've got absolutely nothing. And I'm finding absolutely nothing. It's like my heart sinks because I really wanted to find good stuff. So I don't put dud rolls in here on purpose, that's for sure. Because I hate dud rolls. Get into where you think you're going to find something good, and then all of a sudden you find absolutely nothing at all. There's another one of those. So this is definitely in the die, whatever it is. If it's a die gouge, then there's a die gouge. But if it's an RPM, then it's definitely an RPM, and there's a number of them. But it looks like it's probably some sort of an RPM. That's just my guess, my guess for right now. Yeah, I'm thinking very seriously that this is a dropped letter, but I'm going to find out by doing a computer overlay later. I take a picture of the letter that I think it's supposed to be, and then I take a picture of that area of the coin, and I compare the two using layers, and if it matches up perfectly in size and shape, then I'm good with calling it a struck through dropped letter. And I tell you what, I'll actually schedule a show where I will find out live, and I'll let you guys watch as I find out. How about that? How about if I set up a stream to do that, just to check Joe's coin? Alright, I'll set up a stream probably for later this afternoon. Wife wants me to go take care of some things with her, so it'll probably be later on in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening when I check this coin. And I will actually do the photographs ahead of time, and then we will come on live together. There's another doubled eyelid there, another doubled eyelid to the north. We'll come on live together, and I will do a display of my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing with Photoshop as I go through and create an overlay of that area of the coin, and we can play with it and see and check and everything and make sure that we do or don't have a struck through dropped letter. And then Joe, I'll create images that I can send to you through email. If you decide to have it graded, you can actually, hey, there's another one of those. This almost has to be an RPM. Yes, Rhonda, I will schedule it so that you can get a reminder. That way, I mean, that's why I'm not going to do it like directly after this show, because first, I don't know exactly when this show is going to end, and second, I want you guys to be able to get reminders to come in and see it. They say you're supposed to schedule things 2 days in advance, and that way everybody can get their reminders and get their schedule straight and be ready to do it, but I'm not that organized. I'm not even half that organized. So I'll schedule it this afternoon, and it'll go on this evening. Alright, 45D circulated Lincoln's sent with a drop letter, sold for $120 ungraded. See, there you go. I mean, you know, this could be a $150, $200 coin, especially if it's PCGS graded with the error on it. Then you could easily be talking about a $150, $200 coin out of this. I'm excited, so you should be too. Just because I am. Here's another one with a weak rim. Weak rim down there. just in that one area, we're talking probably, let's check the lower right. Lower right's weak, so we're talking about probably another tapered planchet that'll be underweight. Yeah, alright, let me check the weight on this. Here, let me do it live. We'll check the weight live. Let me throw my scale under here. Focus in on the numbers. Alright, there's your gram weight right there. 3.02. We're just a slight bit underweight. Not enough to make a difference. It needs to be under 3 grams. And, well, Jim's coin earlier barely made it. It was 2.98. So this is just barely under 3 grams. So, not off by enough. So that's for Jeff Dunn. A very, very slightly off weight coin. Now coin number 48. We have 3 left. Alan Hargraves gets this one. For Alan, oh, we can look at the condition of the coins. Beautiful coins. I mean, they're just super nice. Alright, let's move in. Get focused here. And it is not a doubled eyelid, but I do not remember seeing this particular set of die scratches before. It looks like we may have another die introduced. Very, very slight class 6 doubled die. Very, very thin extra thickness going on the 9 and the 5. And then over here, the outside edge of the I and the B are slightly concave. And it should be, yeah, the top of the E is very slightly concave, and this top of the T there, just not enough to list. Just not enough to list. This one has a little bit of a weak strike. The strike is under pressure. This is a different, this looks like a different source altogether. But this is definitely it's definitely a comparable coin. But a little weak on the strike on that one. Here's number 49 now. Number 49 goes to Bill Crusson. And Bill, there's another one of those. Okay, so this one could be another one of our, well, RPMs. Could be. Not sure it is. I'm going to have to go back and pull the other ones out too, because I skipped over a few of those before I realized what I was potentially seeing. Did the B have a notch on coin number? Okay, the B, the notch on the B on a lot of those is going to be it's actually master die doubling, or a form of master die doubling. Not this one. You talking about that lower or the upper? The B, is that the B of Liberty that you're talking about, right? That's, yeah, that's not really a notch. No, it's just a part of the design. It's just how it worked out. Here's coin number 50. Last coin goes to Jim Fletcher. Let's hope for something big, Jim. Nope, I get focused back up on the coin. There we go. Well, at best, we're looking at, first of all, it's a nicely toned coin. We don't have any doubling or anything, but it is a pretty coin. Very nice color. Love that color. Let's take a look at the other side. Still has the color. Yeah, Still has the color. We're on the last coin, so we're done. But I'm going to show you the pretties of the colors. See, it has an iridescence. Very nice iridescence. So you got toning on the reverse also. Not as much on the reverse. So there's that. Nice roll. Got a superb roll, actually. So just so far I have to move my keyboard. So far we have, this is the North doubled eyelid with the larger serif mint mark. You got coins numbered 44, 39, 25, 19, 18, 17, 15, 12, and 6. That's for Marshall, Jeff Dunn, Bulldog, Chuck, Sureg, Jim Fletcher, Jim Worley, Wanda, and Wanda. Now we have our smaller ball serif mint mark with the tripled eyelid. You've got coins numbered 32, 21, and 20. That would be for Yeoman, Bulldog, and Marshall. Then we have a 1 coin that has a very beautiful RPM. Been told it's RPM number 4. Coin number 26. That goes to Wanda. So Wanda's really making a windfall out of this roll. And then we have a few of what would be probably more of this die, which shows what appears to be a Northeast RPM. I'll have to check on it. But it's coins numbered 45, 40, 31, and 28. And so all the other ones would be prior to number 28. So we've got Stonecutter, Joe McBride, Jim Worley, and Sissy. Then we have the star of the show today. 1 dropped letter strike, or appears to be a dropped letter strike, going to Joe McBride. It's coin number 34. So we're going to do an overlay show on this one later to see if it is indeed what we think it is. And that for the remainder of the coins is it. There's, I'm going to say probably 15 varieties. So we're roughly 35 normal coins, and here they are. And that's the end of that. Well, folks, I will go ahead and get something started on the idea of a scheduled show for this evening, and we'll do a little, not necessarily education, but it's going to be a reveal kind of, you know. We all get to see our own kinds of reveals. Well, this one's going to be a Joe McBride reveal for a 1945S Lincoln Cent. You guys have a great afternoon. I'm going to go do all the stuff my wife needs me to do, then I can come back and play with coins again later on this evening. And I apologize again for being late, but it happens. I know, but my mood has changed a lot because we went through this roll together, and I am eternally grateful to you guys to make things so nice for me like this. This is just a joy to do. So I appreciate it, folks. I'll be on later on, and we will do that overlay. Talk to you later.